Action. We welcome Curtis Ellis, the current policy director with America First Policies and former senior policy advisor to President Trump. And Curtis, you know, we're learning here as we go that passengers, they were welcomed in Arabic as well as English and Hebrew. Of course, a gesture marking the historic first Israeli direct flight from Tel Aviv to Abu Dhabi. How significant is this?
This is very significant. This is truly historic. This is the fulfillment of dreams that people have had for decades, that the Arabs and the Jews would come together. The Jewish people and the Arab people would marry up the wealth that you see in Abu Dhabi from the oil and petroleum reserves and the technology and expertise of the Israeli state, of the Jewish people in Israel. You put those two together, you have a world-changing situation. This was my father's dream that he talked about when I was a little child. If they could only get together, it would change the world. You have just an incredible opportunity here. It took a special kind of courage to make this happen, and that's the courage to leave behind old ways of thinking, and that goes to the Prince of the United Arab Emirates, and it goes to the leadership of Israel, and it goes to the leadership of Jared Kushner and the Trump administration. We saw this on display when President Trump moved the embassy, the American embassy, from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This is something often forgotten that every president promised to do, but none of them followed through on. Yeah. American policy, American foreign policy toward the Middle East for decades has been dictated by this outdated thinking dating back to 1947, when someone said, some geniuses at the United Nations said, we are going to partition Palestine, the Palestinian mandate, the British mandate over that part of the world, and we're going to have Jerusalem ruled as an international city governed by the United Nations. And we still lived by that fiction for decades and decades because nobody had the courage to leave behind outdated thinking and try something new.
Yeah, clearly the president wanting to do that. I hate to interrupt you, but you know, it makes me wonder here again, this peace deal between Israel and UAE, and the president's running on this America First policy here. You wonder, where does America really fall into play here? How does this country benefit from a deal like this?
You put together the technology and the expertise in medicine, in science, in information technology, in basically every realm of scientific inquiry. You put together the expertise of the Israelis and the wealth of the Arab states, and we will all benefit. We'll benefit from that technology. Same way we benefit from the Iron Dome technology that comes out of Israel now. So, and also, we will not be embroiled in funding a Palestinian state, which is a failed state. And we will not be embroiled in an endless war in the Middle East as we have been for so many decades now because of this failed thinking that somehow we're going to, we can't do anything and broker any peace because we've got to make sure that, you know, some outdated UN concept from 70 years ago is fulfilled. That's what's fueled so many wars that we can't get out of.
Yeah.
And so we benefit.
Yeah, the president taking some steps here, making moves. We have also heard from Secretary of State Mike Pompeo that there could be even more peace deals in the Middle East to come. Curtis, what comes next?
Well, you got to remember that this flight that went from Tel Aviv to Abu Dhabi flew over Saudi Arabia. It went through Saudi Arabian airspace. No Israeli plane has ever flown over Saudi Arabia before. So we could have others in line now to join this. Give up the old idea, give up the old way of thinking. Let's do what's sensible. Israel's not going anywhere. And it's to everybody's benefit that other states, whether it's Saudi Arabia, Morocco, other Arab nations, could soon join the party here and say, let's get on with building a new world, building a new Middle East, and make things better for our people instead of playing politics and holding our people hostage to some lost cause of the Palestinian state. You know, look, all of these nation states in the Middle East have not worked out so well. It's very interesting. The United Arab Emirates is a new model, a different model. It's not built on some fake nation state. It's different emirates that are all working together. And that could provide a roadmap for the Palestinians as well.
And you wonder how potentially a different administration in the White House could impact that path that we're on right now with calming these foreign relations and creating peace. And so, Curtis, as we head towards November, I want to talk to you about where foreign policy really stands with voters and how important it is. Throughout this show, we've been showing a poll that really does not prioritize foreign policy for American voters. We've got law and order, the economy and jobs, health care in regards to the coronavirus as well. And foreign policy does not make the list, unfortunately. What message would you like to send to American voters as to where they should be considering it as we head towards November?
President Trump is going to put America first. He's going to get out of these endless wars. You saw in the Democratic National Convention on Tuesday night, go back to the tape, go to the videotape and look back, and you see why the Washington establishment hates President Trump so much. And it's because he is not enthralled to their globalist foreign policy. He does not want to get us involved in Syria and just name a country, Libya. We're going to send the troops in and export democracy and build up these countries. No, he says, let's build up America first, and let's get out of these endless wars. That's what your poll shows American people want. They're not concerned about converting the world into a American-style democracy. Let's just take care of our own. Take care of our own people, take care of our own families, and everything else will take care of itself. That's what President Trump wants to do. That's what the American people want to see Washington do. Take care of America. Let the world take care of itself.
Yeah, that's his promise come November. Curtis Ellis weighing in live for us this morning. Curtis, we appreciate it, as always. Take care.